Okay, so here we are. These are my breeders, all right back in their breeder cage. In their flight cage. They are so happy. That's Aqua and Neon. There's Aqua's mate, Rainbow. They just porked out on lettuce. They are so happy to be back in their cage. Nobody died. They all managed to handle 10 days of treatment. They looked rough the whole time. The medication made them feel bad the entire time. But I took the medication away and put electrolytes in their water bowls immediately after. And instantly, they all recovered and they're looking fat and sassy. That's just a whole lineup of my boys there. Look at that. That's Blue, Verde, Neon, and Aqua. So I'm real pleased. My greatest ally in beating this Giardia is the weather. Giardia, it has these little hard-shelled pods, if you will, that are spread in the poop of the animals, and that's how it spread. And those little pods can survive outside the birds' bodies for a long time, like months even, unless they get heated up. Anything over 77 degrees starts killing them, and the weather, thank you Lord, has been in the 80s and 90s for the last 5 days and will stay that way for several more days. So my greatest ally in beating this is the weather. The hotter it is, the more it dies. I'm really glad that's all done. I have a few more things to do here. This is the breeder cages that I sterilized and been sitting out in the sun for a week. I'm going to clean out the breeder shed and give it a quick bleach spray and then put those all away and there's all of their perches that were washed in the dishwasher, and those bags have all the food bowls. But I've got to get these out of the way because I have to retreat the cages that I kept them in when I treated them. And again, I kept them over there in the turtle habitat while I was getting them cleared out. So here's all the cages that they were in while I treated them, and I have to sterilize those as well. Here's all my girls in here. They are so happy to be back in the big flight. Talk about a bickering bunch of birds. These girls are beastly. Okay, so one last thing I want to show you. We're going to go in the house because you have to see the babies, because we certainly have babies. And I got a very pleasant surprise. I always worry about giving parents medication when they're raising babies. Here they are in the kitchen. These guys, again, are not, they still have Giardia. They're being treated with tetracycline because the medication, ranitidazole, for the Giardia would kill the babies. So I have to wait till those babies are fledged. So they're being treated with tetracycline because it holds the Giardia at bay for long enough for them to raise those babies. And Giardia is lethal to babies instantly. They die 24 hours after they hatch. So you have to treat them with something or else they lose all the babies. So that's what I'm doing here, and it's going well. The pairs are working as teams. They're clearly well bonded, loving on each other and their babies. So let's take a look at our babies. After all, that's what this whole thing's about, right? That is Royal and Matilda's babies, and as you can see, this little guy looking up at you, look at his tail. He has Daddy's violet factor. He's going to be a pretty boy. And this little one over here, you can see his tail does not have Daddy's violet factor. He looks like his mama, just a regular cobalt. So we now know that Royal's violet factor is a single factor, and he's only going to pass it on to half of his babies. And the little guy here, who's fat and sassy, doesn't have any problems at all, but you can't tell what he's going to be yet. So that's their babies. And then we got a very pleasant surprise over here. If you take a look at those two, you will see that the biggest baby has gray down, like a regular bird, and the little one has white down. What that means, very pleasant surprise, the gray down is going to be green, just like his mama. The white down baby is actually going to be a dilute, like his daddy. You see the difference between these two? The dilute is totally recessive, The only way these two would have a dilute baby is if Hyacinth, that regular green one there, actually is split to dilute. I had no idea she was split to dilute. This was just pure luck. So happy days. Old Phantom there gets to have babies that look like him sometimes. So that's the update. Everything's going well, and that's it.